Now they begging for a fight. Now they want to fight me now. I don't sell, so there's no need for you to even mention my name no more. Don't say Terence Crawford. Yeah.
But in the same token, Jaron Ennis had a yeah.
So he a hater.
Nah, you think so? You think he had something to do with it?
Hater. Because he a hater.
Jaron Boots Ennis has been relentless with his digs at Terence Crawford, promising to knock him out every chance he gets. After Crawford's huge win over Canelo, Boots didn't show any excitement and kept repeating the same stance. He's not impressed. When people ask if Crawford should be in the conversation with boxing legends, Ennis shuts it down. To him, greatness is Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are the fighters he studies, not Crawford. That take has made plenty of pros call him a hater. But it also gives fans the perfect reason to demand Crawford versus Ennis next.
Stand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said you never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing.
Even after Crawford's massive victory over Canelo, Ennis wasn't ready to celebrate him. His first reaction was short and flat. He called it a great win, nothing more. Later, he doubled down in another clip saying the fight put him to sleep.
It was going at it. Though I wanted to fall asleep. I'm like, yo, I can't stay up no longer. I just wanted to.
Many fans took that as flat-out disrespect. But that's how Boots wants it. He refuses to boost Crawford's image with praise. Instead, he presents himself as the hungry fighter who isn't blinded by Crawford's reputation. His goal is to show fans that Crawford isn't unbeatable and that he's the man to prove it.
Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, but now everybody, I fight Terence, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence.
The twist is that Crawford himself has said he won't fight Ennis after beating Canelo. He made clear he wasn't dropping to 154 and had no plans to face Boots. That only fueled Ennis more. Letting him claim the champ is dodging the new generation. Crawford may be 42-0, but Boots is undefeated too, and fans' attention. When a veteran outright refuses the fight, it only strengthens Ennis's case.
The fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and the fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Eddie Hearn has jumped into the debate, calling Ennis the new Crawford and pushing to see them clash. Hearn admitted it would take serious money to tempt Crawford because the fight is dangerous. That's the angle Boots has been pointing out. If Crawford believes he's the best, stepping into the ring with Ennis should be no problem.
They didn't see him go to another level yet. He just went to a little bit. He got so much more in his bag, man.
Can you explain what you mean by another level?
Another level when somebody gonna give him a real hard fight.
Yeah.
He made that fight look easy.
He definitely did.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. You want to see him into a real tough fight, then you're gonna see something else come out of him.
Okay, since you're speaking on tough fights, I did an interview with Eddie Hearn yesterday.
Hearn's view echoes what a lot of fans see. Crawford's signature when came against a Canelo who was past his peak. It felt more like smart matchmaking than a real challenge. Boots, on the other hand, is young, explosive, and fast. He isn't slowing down and wouldn't let Crawford dance around for 12 rounds. Hearn thinks Boots would cut off the ring and make Crawford fight, and maybe even stop him.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots,
I love watching Boots. Boots got
He's
game.
a fighter.
But people don't understand Boots got game. You know what I mean? Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford. Because Terence Crawford.
Crawford's coach, Bernie Davis, isn't buying the hype. He fired back saying Ennis still has training wheels on. Davis argued that with over 30 fights, Boots hasn't faced elite names and his opponents aren't on the top level. He challenged Boots to prove himself against real competition. But critics quickly noted that at 28, Crawford's resume looked nearly the same, making Davis's shot at Boots a shaky one.
show me the money. And I'm like, well, Crawford, you're the A side. You supposed to show Boots Ennis the money. That's the funny part about it. You keep telling Ennis to go get the money. You go get the money. You're the A side. Ain't that how this works? In boxing, the A side is the one doing.
Back when Crawford was Ennis's age, he was also fighting guys who were past their prime. Ricky Burns, Ray Beltran, Yuri Ortiz Gamboa, and Brady's Prescott weren't at their peak when Crawford met them. His first major name came with Victor Postal at 29. That's why some fans find it ironic when Crawford's camp says Boots hasn't fought anyone. Ennis sees that same irony and uses it as confidence fuel.
What's the fight, or who's the dance partner that makes Boots a star?
Right now, I don't even know anybody, for real, and anybody that got a big name.
Got you. Got you. But there's no exact guy that you think about? Because I don't want to ask you, hey, this guy, that guy. I know you get those questions a lot. So if you had to say, hey, this is the guy I think, we would have a big fight, who would it be? Because it doesn't seem like the Crawford fight would happen. So what's that dance partner for you, Boots?
Boots has been consistent in drawing his own line by refusing to rank Crawford among the greats. He sets his standard. He points to fighters like Roy Jones, Mayweather, Whitaker, and Leonard, guys who were athletic, dominant, and fought top names in their prime. He doesn't see that same level in Crawford. Wins over an older Canelo or Madrimov don't move him, and he's made that clear.
Ever since they sparred over a decade ago, no one's been a bigger Terence Crawford believer than Tim Bradley.
Right.
And so Tim still picks Terence to beat Boots, still picks Terence to beat Canelo. But as he continues to assess things, and this is how I felt for a while, is that it's a little similar, not quite all the way the same, but it's a little similar to the Canelo.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has also warned about the business side. Crawford has heavy backing, with millions invested to make him a superstar. Putting him in with Ennis could risk everything. If Crawford lost, that image and the money behind it could collapse. Hearn suggested that's one reason Crawford's team may never let it happen.
Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a...
The comparison has been made that Crawford's win over Canelo looked flashy, but wasn't the real test people wanted. Against Ennis, there'd be no illusion. Boots is seen as a genuine threat who could flip the script on the American boxing scene. Crawford would need a massive payday just to consider it, which already says plenty about how dangerous Ennis really is.
Thing is, both of them knocked out David Evanesian while David Evanesian was swinging.
But look, the thing about Boots is he's staying in there. Oh, no. Taking it up the gears. Nice.
Oh! That's what you do. They both were willing to get hit to hit.
Boots hasn't stopped pressing for the fight. He knows that by saying he'd knock Crawford out, he keeps his name in headlines. Crawford's refusal to fight only makes it look like he's dodging the young lion. Fans notice when an unbeaten fighter is chasing the champ but keeps getting turned away. That back and forth tension is why this matchup won't leave the spotlight.
Go ahead to see Boots. And we can't wait. I can't wait.
Why you rubbing your stomach?
And I'm going to be right there.
You get to 154, you ain't coming the fuck back down.
That paper. He might do something strange for a piece of change that make me come back down. He might say, man, remember when you was on the show and you was talking that shit and I said that I was gonna beat your ass and I want to fight you? What you doing up there? And I'm gonna be like...
Critics from Crawford's side may call Ennis unproven, but his record mirrors Crawford's at the same stage of his career. Crawford had favorable matchups that helped him climb while Boots hasn't been given that same push. Still, Ennis has the tools, speed, and skill to not just match what Crawford did, but possibly surpass it. That's exactly why Hearn and others are labeling him as a new Crawford.
Terence, though, people don't understand. He can box and he's smart.
Yes.
He don't waste no punches, man.
He won't waste that energy.
And he really smart, man, when it comes to that boxing game. But it was me and I'm training him.
Yeah.
I would have him frustrating Canelo. What I would do with him,
After Crawford's win over Canelo, the timing feels perfect for Ennis to push harder. The whole boxing world debated if Crawford's legacy was cemented. For Boots, beating him would mean stealing that shine and putting himself on top. That's why he keeps calling for the fight. It's the kind of stage that could change his career overnight.
Who punches harder? Jaron Boots Ennis or Terence Bud Crawford? Jaron's shots seem to be more thumping and more like a whip where they come out kind of wider. Jaron also twists his whole body behind each shot. gets a lot of leverage. Terence Bud Crawford's shots seem to be shorter, and he gets more of that shoulder snap.
Boots has been accused of being a hater for how he downplayed Crawford's victory. Trainer Brian Norman Sr. didn't mince words, saying if you can't give a man props for a historic win, you're just hating. He also reminded everyone that Boots picked Canelo to beat Crawford beforehand and never admitted he was wrong. For Norman, that refusal to backtrack sealed the hater label.
You consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
When Boots brushed off Crawford's win with the words, "It's boxing," it hit a nerve. While others praised it as historic, Ennis dismissed it completely. Norman Sr. argued that it wouldn't have hurt Boots to give Crawford his due, but Ennis stayed firm. If he wasn't impressed, he wasn't going to fake it. That stubborn approach has divided fans, but also kept him authentic.
What we know?
I know everything.
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten? You for Devanese and you for me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean? What I mean? Would you rank that in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, then. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked that.
Crawford's fight with Canelo didn't win over Boots either. He saw a cautious style, heavy movement, and no big moments. No knockdowns, no real exchanges. Just safety-first boxing. To Ennis, that felt more like Shakur Stevenson than a legacy-defining performance. He wasn't interested in pretending otherwise, no matter what critics said.
The difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So
sure.
I feel like he got everything. All this.
Trainer Brian McIntyre was clear after the Canelo fight. Crawford won't fight Boots or David Benavidez. His response was that they're not looking at those matchups at all. Instead, Crawford would take a break, regroup, and pick his return carefully. The message was simple. Ennis isn't in their plans.
No, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? I want to go backwards. Bud looking for bigger and better fights, so where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, cause I really don't look at none of the welterweights since we did clear the division out.
Promising him a knockout in a recent live. Right after Crawford beat Canelo, Boots made it clear that he wasn't impressed,
saying
and he has carried that take in every appearance since.
With the champ closing
when
that
asked
door,
if Crawford
Boots'
should now be
sharp
considered
one-liners
one of the
like,
greatest
"It's boxing,
fighters of all
shows
time,
frustration."
Boots
If Crawford
has
won't
said
give him
that
a
in his
chance,
opinion he doesn't
Ennis
see
has no
Crawford
reason
in
to
that
play the
light.
fan.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, "Oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready." He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much.
The other names around Crawford and Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are the names he studies.
David Benavidez
the fighters that he
mentioned
puts at
for
the
super
very
middleweight,
top. And Crawford
while
simply
Janabek
doesn't make
Alan
his
Canley even
cut.
called him out.
That response
for
has
160.
resulted to multiple
Crawford
pros
moved
calling
up,
him a hater,
he'd have
and
tighter
has given
shots
some
waiting
enough
at middleweight
reasons to make
against
this the
Janabek,
next fight. His
Harris
career
Landara,
against Canelo,
or Carlos
Boots
Adams.
didn't go overboard.
All of that moves him further away from Boots.
His first reaction was
making the
short
fight
and sharp,
even less likely.
saying it
About the Terence Bud Crawford fight. I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, and if a fight happened, it happened. I wanted it to happen, but if not,
Crawford is already locked in his place.
But then
in boxing
following
history
up with another
as the
clip
first
where he
male
said he
fighter
fell asleep
to
during
become
to handle
undisputed
Crawford's
in
name.
three-weight classes.
He doesn't want to
during the
look like
4-belt
he's
era.
chasing him with
That
compliments.
milestone means his
He wants
focus
to look
now
like
is
the
on
hungry
legacy
fighter
fights,
who sees through
not
the
proving
image that has
himself
been
against
built
younger
around
contenders.
Crawford. And he
Retirement
wants
has been
people to
floated.
know that he
As
believes
another jump
Crawford
up
has shut the
in
door
weight
on fighting
to
Ennis.
chase a fourth
Right after the
undisputed
Canelo victory.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, and if a fight happened, it happened. I wanted it to happen, but if not,
To the whole situation by calling Ennis the
He's
new
chasing
Crawford
a man
and saying
who has
he
no
wants to
reason
match
to
them
look back.
together to prove it.
As Crawford
Hearn
aims
has
for
even
bigger
admitted it
legacy
would take a
fights
big
or
payday
retirement.
to get Crawford to
Ennis is
accept
left trying to
because he
create his
knows
own
it's a
lane.
dangerous
That
fight.
means taking the
That's
opportunities
the point
he can,
Boots has been
chasing
circling
after
around
fights,
in his own way.
and keeping his name
If
in front of
Crawford
fans
really believes he
until
is the
spotlight
best,
fully
then
swings
fighting
his way.
Ennis should
It's not fair, but that's the game, bro. Because trust me, this game is more business than sport.
So what do you do if you're Boots? What do you do to get those?
You look for to maximize your money and fight somebody that's willing to step in the ring with you. Maximize what you get. Don't worry about what the other guys get, just to get active. He's getting forgot. Just chase.
That wraps up today's. Don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts and comments, and subscribe for more coverage of the biggest stories in boxing. Until next time.